Yo, it's your boy Uncle Diggs, man. Like, comment, and subscribe. Today we got a YVFA Air Cooled chiller by York. There's a leaking eductor block. We're going to isolate the eductor block. That line right there has an isolation valve that's coming from your condenser liquid line. The one that we're tracing right here, there's a valve isolated. You can isolate that from the suction of your compressor. This third line back here is coming from the bottom of your evaporator barrel where most of your liquid refrigerant likes to sit and the oil likes to migrate. So we're going to valve that off as well. Pretty much we're valving off that eductor block from the rest of your chiller and the rest of the refrigerant. There's an oil leak and a refrigerant leak on that eductor block. So that's the purpose of this video right here. We got a service call, low suction pressure. We found the leak. We pulled out a leak detector. We found that it was a leak on this eductor block. As you can see, a little bit of residue on the platform right there. We're going to pretty much valve it off, and we're going to add a little bit of refrigerant, a little bit of nitrogen. We want to get some ppms on this. That right there is a leak detector by Infocon. As you can see, I'm not really getting no ppms right now, but I know there's a leak. Sometimes you just got to let it sit there. I'm just giving you an idea of how to use the Infocon leak detector. So I open up the valve a little bit, let a little refrigerant out of it. Boom. You can see the ppms, parts per million, go up. Anything over 3 ppm is definitely a bad leak. There you go. If you want to get yourself one. So let's get back to the repair. What we're going to do now is remove the eductor block. We got it all valved off. We recovered any little bit of refrigerant that was inside the line. That was just a tad bit in there. You can see a little bit of frosting on the filter dryer and on that 5/8 line. So we just pretty much put a heater on there to try to get any refrigerant out of there while we're recovering it out. As you can see, we unbolted this compression fitting. We're going to remove that O-ring. We won't be using that again. We're going to replace all the O-rings. We're going to replace the eductor block. Here it is. We're just going through the motions, man. Stick with me, bear with me. I tried to speed up the video just a little bit. So I'll tell you a little bit about the eductor block. The eductor block pretty much, it helps to get the oil back to the compressor. All compressors need to be lubricated, and especially these ones. You know, they got some new ones out now, but we'll get into that in a later video that don't require oil. But for this YVFA, it has a screw compressor on it. We're removing the filter dryer right here. The filter dryer also has 2 O-rings on each side of it. You definitely want to replace those filter dryers, and you also want to replace the O-rings. So here's the eductor block from the bottom side. I got my boy Hudson down there. Shout out to Hudson. He's going to go ahead and take an 18mm socket. He's going to crack those open, man. There's some shorties. You can actually take the rest of the bolt out by hand, as you can see I'm doing right here. So that eductor block, like I said, it acts like a jet pump. On the condenser side, it has high pressure shooting into it. On the evaporator side, it has low pressure. So when that high pressure meets that low pressure, it turns into like a jet pump and pushes all of that oil back towards the compressor. While the compressor runs, it'll suck and pull the oil back in. Here's your eductor block right here, the old one, part numbers or whatnot. You can see the oil residue on the bottom, refrigerant. It was a little shiny right there. It's a pretty simple repair, man. A lot of guys don't know what's going on with these, so I just explained it to you. It's pretty much like a jet pump to get the oil back to the compressor. You have to lubricate those screws. So as you can see, I got a male fitting over there, 2 male fittings that need to come off. The new eductor blocks, they do not come with those male fittings, these adapters. That was where the oil filter used to go. So I took you're going to need a wrench that's well above 2 inches. This is my big boy, and it got a lot of leverage on the back side because that thing is on there tight. When I say tight, so I just put the eductor block under the frame, give me a little bit more leverage, and that helped me crack it off or whatnot. So inside of these eductor blocks, that's the old one. You can see it comes with a little brass metering device and a spring. So you want to take that off, and you want to keep the spring and the metering device inside of it. That's the new one. It has a spring, and it also has a metering device inside. I want to clean off my male adapters. I want everything to be, clean, threads clean. That way, when it's time to put this thing back together, we don't have any leaks, no debris or anything that can affect us from having a sealed tight system. I like to use Nylog. That's my go-to. It's definitely compatible for all refrigerants or whatnot, HFCs, CFCs, you name it. You want to get these male fittings off of the adapters from the old one. Get rid of that one. Just go ahead and toss it. I didn't really toss it, but You know, also, this is the cleaning spot right here. I like to clean my fittings up really good. I got some of that degreaser. It's pretty good. It can dry out really fast. These are some O-rings. You're going to need a few O-rings, all right? This one right here is for the 5/8 side. That's what goes back into your suction line. Once again, I get it real nice and lubed up with that nylog. Yeah, that's fine. It's a little sticky. It's cool. You know, let's get it up in there. Get up in there. Get up in there. There goes a few more O-rings for your filter dryers and the 3/8 male fitting on the condenser liquid line. Get all your O-rings out. Get the old ones. Clean her up. Put your new ones in. Lube her up real good. We're just prepping right here, man. Preparation, man. We don't want any mistakes. We don't want to pull refrigerant again or have a leaking eductor block, all because we didn't lube the threads or lube the O-ring properly. So cleaning and lubing. Then we're going to start putting this thing back together. It's best to prep her outside of the frame of the chiller because it gets really tight in there. Lube her up real good. Don't forget your metering device and your spring. Let's lube her up. That one has a O-ring or / gasket on the other side of it too. You want to get that nice and tight. You'll need you a couple adjustable wrenches, man. Like I said, get her nice and lubed up. Hit those threads, hit the O-ring. Let's start putting her back in place. There go my boy Hudson again. Shout out to Hudson, man. If you haven't liked, comment, share, and subscribe by now, why not? Why not? It's good content, man. You won't get this anywhere else. So, also on your filter dryer, you want to do the same thing. Clean it up real nice. I don't recommend spraying the greaser inside of there, but definitely just clean up the threads. That's all you pretty much need. Yep, you see how flat that one is compared to the other side? Other one, I just put a new O-ring in. It's nice and thick, kind of out-seating itself. The other one was pretty flat, so that's why there's a reason why you want to change those O-rings. Same here, new O-ring over there on the male adapter. We're going to start putting it together. So we're going to put the filter dryer back in, nice and tight. We're just about finished. Once we connect that 3/8 pipe back to the filter, we're going to tighten that down, and then we're finished with the replacement. I mean, it's really simple. This is a YVFA York chiller. We're going to pretty much go ahead and just go ahead and do a leak test. So what I want to do is I want to add some trace gas. This chiller runs R134A. I'm going to add a little, it's literally less than a pound, maybe a couple ounces of refrigerant into that section that's valved off. A little bit of nitrogen as well. We're going to pretty much do a leak test again, and we're going to verify that this chiller is no longer leaking at its eductor block. More great content coming soon. Definitely appreciate you guys coming by. Hopefully this video helped. If we're doing a leak repair on a YVFA York chiller.